out of the first cut.
Damn it. Tiger. Come on.
The Ryder Cup has always been more than just a golf tournament. It's a stage where pressure, pride, and national rivalry collide in a way that magnifies every swing, every putt, and every decision. While sportsmanship is celebrated in golf, the intensity of the Ryder Cup sometimes brings out the rawest emotions in players. From verbal exchanges on the green to subtle gamesmanship that skirts the line of rules, there have been countless instances where tension boiled over, leaving fans shocked and players questioned. These are the moments that remind us that even the most disciplined athletes are human, and that passion can sometimes override protocol. One unforgettable incident occurred during a singles match, where a player visibly expressed frustration after a missed putt, slamming his club to the ground and earning a stern warning from officials. The crowd's reaction was mixed, with some applauding the intensity and others shaking their heads at the breach of decorum. While golf is known for its quiet dignity, the Ryder Cup has a history of explosive emotion, demonstrating that the pressure of representing an entire nation can push players beyond their usual restraint. It's in these moments that the thin line between competitiveness and poor sportsmanship becomes glaringly evident. Then there are examples of questionable gamesmanship, like subtle positioning that influences opponents' line of sight, or intentionally slow play designed to unsettle a rival. These tactics don't violate the rules per se, but they challenge the spirit of fair play. Fans watching live broadcasts often notice these subtleties and immediately react on social media, creating a storm of debate about whether the intensity of the Ryder Cup excuses such behavior or whether it should be condemned. Over the years, these small yet significant moments have added a layer of drama to the matches that no highlight reel can fully capture. Arguably, some of the most controversial episodes arise from emotional confrontations between teammates or between captains and players. During team sessions, heated words can be exchanged in private, but occasionally they spill into public view. A famous example from a past tournament involved a player openly criticizing a teammate's shot choice, sparking a debate over loyalty versus accountability. While some argue this is part of the competitive spirit, others insist it crosses the line, illustrating how intense national pride can sometimes clash with camaraderie. Beyond the players themselves, the crowd plays a role in sportsmanship, or the lack thereof. Rowdy, partisan spectators have been known to distract players with shouts or applause at critical moments. Unlike regular PGA events where decorum is tightly maintained, the Ryder Cup crowd embraces energy and emotion, sometimes to the detriment of fair competition. This unique atmosphere can amplify minor lapses in behavior into widely discussed controversies, making every gesture or remark subject to scrutiny. Even referees and officials have had to navigate tricky situations where the rules didn't clearly dictate the right course of action. Decisions about penalties, timing, or line-of-sight interference have, at times, led to tense confrontations between players and officials. These moments highlight the fine balance the Ryder Cup demands, enforcing the rules while respecting the emotional intensity and historical weight of the event. Mistakes, or perceived mistakes, often become talking points that linger long after the final putt has dropped. And while negative moments often make headlines, it's worth noting that the Ryder Cup's emotional intensity also produces unforgettable demonstrations of camaraderie and respect. Shaking hands after a tense match, congratulating opponents on clutch shots, and rallying teammates after a setback all underscore the dual nature of the tournament. Fierce competition intertwined with genuine respect. It's in the contrast between zero sportsmanship flashes and these acts of honor that the Ryder Cup truly captivates fans. Whether it's dramatic outbursts, controversial tactics, or crowd-induced tension, the Ryder Cup continually reminds us that sportsmanship is both celebrated and tested on one of golf's grandest stages. These moments, as shocking as they are, become part of the lore of the competition, giving fans stories to recount for generations. They challenge players to balance ambition with integrity and remind viewers that even in a game known for its calm precision, human emotion remains a powerful force. The Ryder Cup, more than any other golf event, is a tournament where individual skill intersects with national pride. Every putt and drive carries not just the weight of personal achievement, but the expectation of representing an entire country. This pressure cooker environment has, over the decades, produced moments of brilliance and flashes of poor sportsmanship alike. It's this delicate tension between composure and emotion that makes the Ryder Cup so compelling. Fans around the world tune in not just for the competition, but for the human drama that inevitably unfolds on the green. One of the recurring themes in Ryder Cup history is the clash of personalities. Golf is often seen as a game of quiet focus and self-discipline, but when the best players from two continents meet in a high-stakes, no-margin-for-error environment, tempers flare. There have been countless examples where players have shouted at their caddies in frustration, thrown clubs, or spoken sharply to opponents after a critical error. These moments, while frowned upon in regular tournaments, are amplified in the Ryder Cup because of the audience size, the live broadcasts, and the immediacy of social media reactions. Every action is scrutinized, every emotional outburst documented, and in some cases, immortalized in highlight reels that are replayed for years. Fans remember moments like the notorious 1991 Ryder Cup, when a player angrily gestured after a missed birdie putt, creating a heated exchange with his opponent. While the act itself was minor, the context, a deciding match with Europe and the United States neck and neck, magnified its impact. Analysts debated endlessly whether the gesture was unsportsmanlike or simply a display of competitive intensity. This duality is at the heart of the Ryder Cup experience. The fine line between passion and disrespect is constantly tested. Gamesmanship also plays a subtle yet critical role. Unlike clear rule violations, certain behaviors exist in a gray area where legality meets ethical judgment. A player might intentionally step in a line of sight to distract an opponent, talk strategically to disrupt concentration, or take extra time to read greens in a way that pressures the rival. These moves, while technically allowed under the rules, raise questions about the spirit of fair competition. They create tension not just on the course but in the audience, who are torn between appreciating tactical acumen and condemning perceived unfairness. Captains and team dynamics further complicate sportsmanship. Unlike individual tournaments, the Ryder Cup is about teamwork, pairing, and mutual reliance. When disagreements arise over strategy or shot selection, conflicts can escalate. There have been instances where teammates openly disagreed on pairing decisions or criticized each other's play, with these exchanges occasionally spilling into the media. While internal debate can be healthy for decision-making, publicized disputes can give an impression of discord, leading to fan backlash and even psychological pressure on players. The Ryder Cup tests not just skill, but character under stress. The crowd is another influential factor. Unlike standard PGA events, where silence is golden and etiquette is enforced, Ryder Cup crowds embrace energy and fervor. Cheering, chanting, and even disruptive behavior are commonplace, especially when a player faces a critical putt. While the audience's enthusiasm adds excitement, it also increases the likelihood of mistakes and misbehavior. Players accustomed to quiet greens must adapt to boisterous environments, which can trigger reactions that verge on unsportsmanlike conduct. Some players thrive under pressure, others crack, illustrating how environment directly affects behavior. Historical context adds weight to these moments. The Ryder Cup has been played since 1927, and over nearly a century, national rivalries have intensified. Incidents of poor sportsmanship are often remembered as much as brilliant shots, contributing to the mythology of the tournament. Fans recount stories of fiery exchanges, intense glares, or subtle taunts for decades, embedding them in the cultural narrative of the event. These stories are cautionary tales for current players, emphasizing the importance of composure under extreme pressure. Media coverage has magnified the impact of zero sportsmanship moments. In past decades, only a few thousand fans witnessed on-course outbursts, but today, millions watch live broadcasts with instant replay, multiple camera angles, and social media commentary. A single gesture, be it a club thrown in frustration or a pointed comment, can become viral, attracting both criticism and fascination. This scrutiny adds another layer of pressure, as players know their reactions are not private, but part of a global audience's judgment. The intensity of competition also breeds psychological games. Players often use eye contact, timing, and strategic pauses to unsettle opponents. While these tactics fall within the rules, they highlight the blurred line between competitiveness and disrespect. Some argue that such behavior is part of high-level sport. Others see it as undermining golf's traditional values of respect and decorum. The Ryder Cup, by its nature, is designed to push these boundaries. Even so, moments of poor sportsmanship are often juxtaposed with extraordinary acts of respect. Shaking hands after a heated match, acknowledging an opponent's remarkable shot, or rallying teammates after a setback are equally celebrated. These instances demonstrate that the Ryder Cup is not defined solely by negative behavior, but by the spectrum of human emotion under intense competition. Fans are drawn to the drama, but they also honor displays of integrity, creating a rich narrative that combines tension, skill, and moral lessons. The lessons from zero sportsmanship moments extend beyond golf. They remind athletes of the importance of mental resilience, emotional control, and respect for both opponents and the game itself. Young fans watching these tournaments learn about consequences, accountability, and the thin line between competitive fire and disrespect. For professionals, these incidents become opportunities for growth, shaping the way future generations approach high-stakes competition. In conclusion, the Ryder Cup is a showcase of skill, strategy, and national pride, but it is also a vivid stage for human emotion in its rawest form. While zero sportsmanship moments make headlines and spark debate, they also illustrate the pressure, intensity, and passion inherent in the event. From controversial gestures to subtle gamesmanship and crowd influence, these incidents remind us that even the most disciplined athletes are human. Yet, alongside the mistakes, acts of respect, camaraderie, and honor persist, reinforcing that the spirit of the game can coexist with fierce competition. The Ryder Cup remains an unforgettable display of both the best and the most challenging aspects of sportsmanship. The Ryder Cup remains a living testament to the intensity of competition, the complexity of human behavior, and the enduring power of sport to inspire, teach, and entertain.